Hey, welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited today because we're going to be reviewing the BabyBuddha breast pump. Oh my goodness, like look at how little this thing is. It's so much fun. Oh, so I am really excited to review this pump because I bet you can already tell, like I really like this pump. But I am going to go over in the beginning of this video kind of like the stuff that comes with the pumps, my likes, and then at the end stuff that I didn't quite like about the stuff that I didn't quite like about the pump, and then my final thoughts at the end of the video. So if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. We are almost to 100 subscribers, and once we hit 100 I'm going to be having a big giveaway, so definitely look out for that. And let's just jump into the video. So this is the pump. I don't actually have the actual box, what it comes in. I actually bought this secondhand. Somebody, I bought it off of Facebook. Somebody used it once and never ever used it again, and they threw out the box and kind of like that type of stuff. But I do have like everything that it came in. It just like didn't come with the box. But this is the bottles and flange kind of setup that it comes with. It has like the BabyBuddha logo and everything. I actually don't use these. I've hacked the Buddha so that I can use Medela products, and I have nothing against their products. They are a little bit big, like bulky-ish, but you know, I really just like Medela products a lot better than some of the other products that come with just any pump, not just the BabyBuddha. But I do like how on their website they do have a link, which I'll link everything below, on how to actually hack this pump with other pumps. And I think that's great, because if they can be versatile with other brands, I think that's just awesome of them. So I absolutely love that. It does actually come as a bottle, so I would probably more likely use this than actually something to pump into, because this bottle looks like really well made, and it is a 5-ounce bottle as well. One of the things that I thought was kind of an interesting thing that came with them is that it does kind of come with these like massager flange things, so I thought that was kind of cool. I feel like a lot of pumps like don't really come with that type of stuff, and it did come with flange covers and a bottle stand, so those are like all really, you know, good things that it comes with. You can double pump, which is really awesome. And this is the tubing, and it kind of has like the Y tubing. I have it hacked right now for Medela, so it doesn't actually come with these backflow protectors, but it is a closed system pump. This is their backflow right here. It just has like a little membrane. So, and I do actually like that type of backflow. I think it's great, but as I said before, I just really like the Medela products. So the tubing just goes right into the side here, just like that, which I think that's really great. And right here is the charge port, and the charge cord, which is like pretty decent in length, is also USB, which I love. So you could plug this into like your computer, your car. It's great. Like I can pump in the car without like having a car adapter, where I feel like some pumps that I do have, their wall adapter isn't a USB, so I have to like have it charged before. So it does have this really nice lanyard, so you're supposed to actually wear this pump around your neck, and a lot of people use the freemie cups with this pump, which I haven't actually used yet. I do want to do a separate video on that. I just haven't like had a lot of time to kind of set that up, and those flanges on the freemies are a little bit different, so I haven't quite like breached that yet. But this is really here because it's supposed to be like very portable, and I absolutely love that they have this. Like it's really nice. Like even without the freemies, like I can still kind of walk around my house with this like hanging off and like be pumping. It's really nice. I think it's like an absolutely great feature. So this button here down below is the on button, and this dial right here, if you go up, goes up in suction. If you go down, goes down in suction. So that is like the stimulation mode, and then you just press that dial and that's the actual suction, and you can go up. I think it goes all the way up to 9, which I've never gone past 2. I will say that this suction on this pump is beyond this world. I don't want to say it's intense, because I mean it is intense, but it's a different suction. So it's vibrating, but it also does a long suck, which I think for me is like very stimulating and mimics baby a lot more than a lot of other pumps that I've tried. And I've tried a lot of pumps. It definitely does take some getting used to. There's a slight learning curve. They do say that you do kind of have to like work yourself up to certain suctions because of how the suction is, if that makes sense. In the stimulation mode, there is kind of a manual mode. So I'm gonna play this so then you can hear what stimulation mode sounds like, because at the end of the kind of sucking, there's a really long suck, and that can be really painful, and I actually can't really withstand that. So I just switch on to manual mode, and I'll show you what that is in a second. So yeah, so that was the last like really big suction that you heard. So to avoid that, all you do is just turn the little dial and then it restarts. So that's kind of like your manual mode to sort of like avoid that if that's too much suction for you or whatever. So I really like that they put that option in there. I actually didn't know that it did that. So like the first time it did that, I was like, oh my God, like what's happening? Is it like, oh, it's gonna like rip me apart? But it totally didn't. Like it was fine. It doesn't do that during the actual massaging mode. So like once you get out of stimulation mode, it does just like keep doing like the suction. But the suctions are much, much longer on this, which I really like. And I think it definitely mimics baby a lot more than a lot of other pumps. Now that I've kind of like talked a little bit about the pump and kind of showed you some of the stuff that it comes with, I am going to go over my likes of the pump now. And I do have my notes. So if you see me looking down, that's why. Okay. So one of my favorite things about this pump is the size. It's so small. Like it's smaller than my phone, which I think like that's awesome. I think it's great for travel. It literally fits anywhere. You could put it in your pocket, you know, you can hang it around your neck. Like it's so small. It's just great. I also love the tubing. It's not too stiff and it's not that sticky tubing that some breast pumps come with. It's literally perfect. You also don't have to sterilize this tubing, which I think is great because it is a closed system pump. I think these little adapter things are really well made, and yeah, like I just really like the whole tubing thing. To make it a single pump, you just move this thing to whichever side you want to pump on, and these can also come off, you know, so it's very versatile. And I don't feel like this kind of gets in your way where like the Medela one, the Y kind of got in your way, like where the Y is like pretty long, or the actual Y part starts like pretty far down the tubing. I love that it can be hacked. It literally can be hacked with almost any pump, and I'll link that link down below. So I really like the Medela products, so mine's hacked for Medela. You can also hack it for the Spectra. I think that's a really great option. I think that the suction, it is pretty intense, but I think it like totally drains the absolute crap out of me. I do feel like sometimes I'm like, wow, okay, you know, like I'm a little bit raw here, but I just make sure to lubricate my nipples and make sure that my flange is lubricated. But I really like the suction, but I do know that a lot of people think it's like way too intense, but it is sort of personal preference, but I definitely think it's worth a try. I feel like it's very, very simple to use. The interface is really, really simple. There's only 2 buttons. I love that. I love how there's not really much of a learning curve, and it's easy, and you could just, you know, it's like second nature essentially. Oh, and like I said before, the charger is USB. I absolutely love that. I hope I have this correct, but I think that this company, BabyBuddha, is family owned, or I remember reading, I think it was on their website, that an engineer who was sick of his wife like hearing about how the pump was always too big, or like couldn't bring it to work, or the suction wasn't good enough, whatever. He essentially was like you know, done with hearing her complain, and invented the BabyBuddha. And I think that's absolutely awesome that they sort of have this story behind their product. And I did actually reach out to them at one point, and they said that they're only sold you know, on their website. They don't sell like through Amazon or through insurance companies because they want to keep everything kind of in-house. And I think that's really cool. BabyBuddha also has a lifetime warranty, which I think is awesome. Like, it's really great to have the warranty on something that's going to last like essentially forever. Overall, I love, love, love this pump. I definitely will recommend this to other people. I think you should definitely try it. The price point isn't too bad. I think it's like 180, 160 depending. I feel like when I was looking at it, they were actually having like a sale, so I'll link it down below obviously so you guys can check it out. But I think this pump is definitely something you should look into. It's really, really great. It just has like a lot going for it. Now I'm going to go into some of the things about the pump that I didn't quite like, slash I feel like they could change a little bit. I don't want this to kind of be like, oh, you know, don't get this product because I said this. I definitely feel like you should look into it because it is a very interesting pump. And just because like I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it, but these are just kind of my personal dislikes. So one of the things that I wasn't like too like woohoo about were just like the parts. I kind of wish that maybe you could just buy the pump separately or these separately, because I don't really use them and I kind of feel like they're just sort of sitting, you know, like in a bin somewhere. So it'd be kind of nice if you had the option of just buying the pump parts or just the pump. One of the things that I think needs a little bit of care is the battery life. The battery is probably only like an hour on this. It's really not that long. It doesn't take very long to charge, but on their website it said it could take up to 3 hours to charge. I haven't noticed that. I feel like it takes like at least an hour to charge, but the battery isn't very long, which kind of sucks for an exclusive pumper. Somebody who's not an exclusive pumper, I feel like you wouldn't even notice that, but somebody who is, I find myself constantly like plugging it in, but it is really nice that it has the USB, so if I'm in the car it's like easy to just plug it in. But I do wish that it had a slight longer battery life, but I do understand why it is short because the suction on this thing is great. So I do kind of understand like why the battery isn't, you know, like a million hours long, but I kind of wish that you could get at least like 2 or 3 hours out of it, or at least maybe like a full day, because I do pump for like in 24 hours I pump for a total of 3 hours. So, you know, it would be nice if it had like a 2 or 3 hour kind of battery limit. The rollerball, like I don't mind it. It's not, you know, like the easiest. Like I feel like sometimes I get it's almost a little too small, I guess. Like I'm trying to figure out the word, but I don't mind it. I kind of wish that it was a little bit bigger, because I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna do the suction, like hurry up or go down. Another thing is my button. It's weird, like it's actually peeling off, and I haven't noticed that on anybody else's. Like I was kind of looking online to like see if anybody else said it in any of the reviews, and I haven't noticed that, and I'm kind of sad that like my button's kind of like ripped off, because I literally, you know, like just got it and it, you know, just started kind of ripping off, and I don't really feel like I, you know, attack my pump or anything. But it is just kind of like something to note. I don't know if it's like just mine or whatever. I'm not really sure, but you know, maybe I just have really acidic hands. I have no idea. Another thing that like I just wanted to note was the clock. So the clock is right here, and this does count up so that you know how long you've been pumping, which is really helpful. But I wish that it had like 4 digits instead of just 2. I don't know why. Because it only has 2, so like it would only say like 1 or 12 or 11, like it wouldn't actually give you the seconds. And I kind of wish that it had the seconds, just because I feel like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, you know, I wonder how much longer I have, like till the next minute or something. Like it's not like a detriment or anything, but I kind of wish that they had put like the 4 digits. I definitely feel like they would have room to, but the brightness is actually really good. They could probably make it a little bit brighter, but I feel like it is pretty good when it's like really sunny out. You can definitely see it. But I kind of wish that, you know, maybe they had put like the full clock in there. The suction is really strong, and I feel like for some people that could be a huge turn off. But then again, I do think you should try it and definitely give it some time. I feel like at first I was like, wow, okay, this is a lot of suction. But then I was able to kind of work up to the suction. Again, I've only gone up to level 2, but you know, I don't think that you really need to go all the way up to level 9. Like just, it shouldn't hurt, you know, but I definitely feel like whatever section works for you, do that. Like you don't have to go up to 5, you know, just because you're only using 1, like doesn't mean it's a bad pump, if that's what, you know, if that makes sense, I guess. I do feel like it's kind of loud, but it's not like, it's not really, really loud, but there's definitely been like pumps this size that have been quieter. I'm not like too big on the loudness, but I also like don't really have an infant right now. So if I was pumping at night and the infant was next to me, I do feel like this might be kind of loud. Then again, I'm willing to overlook it because I really like this pump. One of the last things I just wanted to mention was it's not on insurance. So for somebody who, you know, might not be able to spend the $180 for it, that might be a complete detriment to them. I do feel like it would be nice if it was covered by insurance because it is a really great pump. And I think a lot of people definitely want to try it. So it would be nice if it was on insurance, but you know, it's not like $300, which is really nice. And then again, I was able to find mine brand new on Facebook. So if it is a pump that you're really interested in, I would definitely go and look at Facebook. Like I've said, I feel like secondhand stuff is fine. This is a closed system pump. As long as the person, you know, has cleaned it properly, I think it's fine. And the person that I bought it from never even used these products and literally said she only used the pump once, and actually she had cut the tubing, so this is brand new tubing, so technically like nothing has even really been used except the actual pump. If you do want to look into this pump, I would suggest looking on Facebook or waiting until they have a sale because the sale was pretty good when I was looking at it last. I really like this pump. I think you should definitely try it out. I feel like it was a really cool pump. I can't wait to try it with the freemies. Their website is really good. They have like other pump accessories too that you can buy with it. You can definitely buy the tubing separate. I'm not sure if you can actually buy the pump separate, but like I said, I think that would be a cool option if you could just buy the pump separately and not actually buy the bottles and the other stuff, since it is hackable with other pumps. But I definitely think this pump is something that you should try. I really like it. I'm looking forward to see if they make anything in the future, but yeah, I really like the BabyBuddha pump. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys decide to get the BabyBuddha pump, please comment below with your thoughts. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next.